Today I will be talking about chemical bonds. Chemical bonds join together atoms in a compound. There are four types of chemical bonds: covalent, ionic, metallic, and hydrogen. The two most common bonds are covalent bonds and ionic bonds. First, I will be talking about covalent bonds. Covalent bonds happen when one or more valence electrons are shared between atoms. These bonds happen to create a noble gas configuration for each atom where the outer shell is completely filled with electrons. There are also two types of covalent bonds. Nonpolar covalent bonds occur when the sharing of electrons is equal, so the electrons spend the same amount of time around each atom. An example of a nonpolar covalent bond is H2. The two hydrogen atoms share the electrons equally, which can be seen as an electron cloud where both clouds around the atoms are the same size. The second type of covalent bonds are polar covalent bonds. These bonds happen when the sharing of electrons is unequal, and the electrons spend more time around one atom than another. When the electrons spend more time around one atom than another, it creates a large shift in the electron cloud. Two examples of this are water and hydrogen chloride. In water, the electrons are more strongly attracted to the oxygen than the hydrogen, which makes the oxygen partially negative. In hydrogen chloride, the electrons are more strongly attracted to the chlorine. Sometimes one atom attracts the electrons so strongly that the electrons are transferred from one atom to another. This is called an ionic bond. Ionic bonds generally happen between metals and nonmetals. The electrons are more attracted to the nonmetals than metals. One common ion is sodium chloride. Because the chlorine wants the electrons more than sodium, the electrons are transferred from the sodium to the chlorine. When an electron is transferred, the atom that loses the electron becomes positive, and the atom that gains the electron becomes negative. Based on how many electrons were lost or gained, the charge could be +1, +2, +3, or -1, -2, or -3. The atom that loses the electron becomes a cation, and the atom that gains the electron becomes an anion. The attraction between the opposite charges of the cation and anion is the ionic bond. Thank you for watching.